what you are buying. If you do not understand that token, why are you going to buy something or put your hard-earned money into something you do not understand? Remember, you cannot blame, it's not, for example, sinabi ng best friend mo, bili ka nito. Sigurado ako dito. Pumasok ka. Nalugi. Can you blame your best friend? You cannot blame your best friend because you made the decision to buy. That's why we always tell them, do your research because at the end of the day, it's your money. Nobody held a gun to your head and said, buy the coin. You made that decision. So since you're going to be making that decision, you better make sure that you've researched it. And so, for me, fundamental, if you do not understand it, don't buy it.
So guys, sa ating mga beginning investors na nanonood sa live natin ngayon, ayan, take Sir Fermin's advice na first, you have to do your research first before investing your hard-earned money sa mga bagay na hindi nyo naman pala alam. So first, you should know what you are investing in or kung saan kayo pumapasok nga ba. Ayan, so sir naman, ito naman question ko po for an addition. Since nasabi niyo na po kung paano mag-open, kung ano po yung advice niyo in doing cryptocurrency, sir, do you have any idea or you can share to our viewers for today that how will investment in cryptocurrency grow po ba? Paano po siya nag-grow in time?
Okay. Let's pick what coin are you familiar with, Kyla?
Ang familiar po ka is yung Meta. I mean, hindi ko po sure kung coin siya, but Metaverse and also yung Ethereum po.
Ethereum.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige. Meta is not a coin. Well, Meta is what Facebook wants to rebrand themselves into. But Metaverse is a subsector. Okay, let's go Ethereum, for example. I'm using the CoinGecko. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, po, sir.
Okay. So if you are investing, at least the way if you remember, I was saying, you find an amount that you're comfortable with and just get into the discipline of investing regularly. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go to the start of the year. Okay. See the price? The price of Ethereum at the end of last year was $752. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, po, sir.
Okay. And what's the price now?
It's
20. Where is it?
$4,589.
Yes, sir. Tumaas.
Yeah.
Grabe po yung difference.
Mm-hmm. So, but now, as you can see, okay, if you see from the chart, diba, went up, went down, went up, went down. That's the reason why when you're doing investing, it is not advisable. Let's say if you had, for example, if you had 10,000 pesos to invest, it's not advisable you buy everything in one go.
You should diversify.
Yes. Because you might end up buying at the highest point. So that's why it is better, especially if you have a long-term view, you should do it monthly. So sometimes you'll be able to buy more, sometimes you'll be able to buy less. But empirically, since accounting talks to, empirically, they have shown that if you do cost averaging over a longer period of time, you would have made more than if you went all in right away. Because it is very difficult to time the market. You might be thinking that's already the lowest point, bumaba pa lalo. Eh di, wala ka ng pambili, di ba? Kasi ginamit mo na lahat eh. So that's the idea behind chopping it into tranches.
So sir, additional question with that, since napakita mo na din sa amin how investing in cryptocurrency grow, do you have something na you regret in investing into that hindi po siya nag-grow or something like that? Do you have any decisions with that?
Of course.
Can you share us your experience and how did you deal with it?
Of course. Because see, the thing is, yun nga, since cryptocurrency is new and literally every day there are new coins coming up. So it doesn't follow that everything I've gotten into pumatok. So there have been some mistakes. And so that's why it's also important that your research is there. Because I invested into a coin called Ample, AMPL, and it was a good idea, but I guess it was an idea that the market wasn't ready for. So let's say at the time I decided to exit, and I lost 50% of my investment. But I found meron akong another token which I was looking into, na pinasukan ko, and then I recovered it all back. And that's possible because nga sa cryptocurrency, the speed of movement gives you the opportunity to recover. But again, that entailed research. Hindi pwedeng I take it out from here and then basta ko na lang isusugal to the next coin. But certainly there are a number of tokens which the idea might seem good at the start. And then yun nga, let's say, going back to what I said earlier, you begin to see na yung mga deadlines nila, hindi nila na-meet. Okay, then you have to make a decision. You might still believe in the coin, but if they constantly miss their deadlines, are you better off taking a hit and looking for something else that also shows potential? So that's what I did. They were missing certain deadlines. Sabi ko, sige, take the hit and then transfer. Look for something else to transfer it to.
So, sir, can you share us the lessons na po? Ayun, nasabi niyo na po yung parang gist kanina, but can you share the lesson you've learned from that experience to our viewers? Para baka po kasi may mga nakapag-invest sa kanila and also hindi din pumatok yung pinag-investan nila. What type of lesson would you try to give them? And what type of advice you could give them also for them to strive hard in investing in cryptocurrency if gusto pa po nila ituloy?
Okay, one moment. Let me, better than that, I'll show you, because I just had a presentation actually last week. So I will show you na lang the last slide.
Sure, sir.
Parang, things to, reminders.
No problem, sir. We will wait for that. And since feeling ko madami din talagang viewers natin yung curious about your advices. Since sir, you're also experienced when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. So your advice would be really great help for them since makakuha kami ng mga words from someone who have experienced it through ups and downs when it comes to cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me share my screen, huh?
Sure, sir. No problem. We can now see your screen, sir.
Let's go to that slide. Oh, perhaps, if I may digress a bit, I will show you the screen since you were asking earlier.
Okay, sir.
Sure, sir. No problem po.
Okay. So what is the premise of this slide? Just to show you the advantage of cost averaging. Remember, I talked about setting aside a certain amount. So here, what happens was, if you set aside 2,000, again, can be any amount. The idea is the discipline of setting it aside regularly.
Yes,
if you
sir.
set aside 2,000 pesos every month to buy whatever Bitcoin you could buy, and let's say you started in 2014, I have a number of simulations, but just for the purposes of this slide, so 2,000 pesos every month. So that's basically 7 years and 9 months if you went until end of September. So during that, sabihin na natin 8 years, during that 8-year period, you set aside forced savings of 186,000 pesos. Okay?
Yes, sir.
At today's price, that's the value.
It's 30 million, sir.
13 million.
Sobrang taas po
Yung tinaas niyo, sir. Yes po.
But here you look here. Oh, in this year you would have lost. This year you would have made. This year you would have made. This year. So this highlights why I say have a long-term view. Paano kung pumasok ka dito? O do you lost 1/3 of your investment? But since you keep on buying, or eventually it averages out, diba? You've
Yes,
got
sir.
a bad year, but you have a good year, good year, good year, bad year. So by doing the constant buying and setting aside like forced savings, you're able to ride out the highs and lows. So that's Bitcoin. I'll show you Ethereum. That's not a typo, huh? That's really 68 million.
Ooh.
If you started as early as 2015.
Kaya pala sinabi mo, sir, kanina, yung mga nag-invest that time, multi-millionaire na ngayon.
Yeah, correct. But here's further simulation. Let's assume na nag-umpisa ka lang noong 2017, nung medyo nagbo-boom yung market. Kasi sabihin nila, well, syempre, 2014. Hindsight is always 2020. Who would have thought? So let's assume you started when the market was up. Your 114,000 is worth 1.2 million today. That's still not bad.
Yes, sir.
And I show
Wala
you the
din
same.
pang loss.
Meron. 43
Yung sa
noong 2018.
43%. Yes, sir.
Ethereum, I show you the same thing. Your 114 is worth 3 million today.
It also has high.
But you have 2 years of losses.
Yes, sir. Pero pag kinip naman po yun, no, sir, para ma-average out naman yung investment since tumaas din po siya the following year after ng bad year.
Correct. That's why you have to have a long-term view with the right coin. I'll show you another example. Cardano. 90,000 became 1.7 million.
You should just keep your investments going. Parang magpapakatatag ka lang talaga, patient.
Correct. Kasi like ito, 2018 loss, 2019 loss. Continue.
Yes, sir.
Continue because when you see that's the difference between trading and investing. When you talk about investing, that means you must have a long-term view. Now, if your view is short-term, then you're more into trading. Iba yung strategy ng trading. So this is you mentioned earlier, this is a gaming coin.
Yes, sir.
Your 90,000 is almost 4 million. This is a lending coin. It's in decentralized finance. Your 82,000 is 1.6 million.
Lahat po sila tumaas lahat.
But you notice there are years na lugi ka. So,
yes po.
Tumaas sila because, kumbaga ito, mga pinag-aralan ko yan. So it's not as if I'll get into a coin na hindi ko pinag-aralan. So I'm showing you the examples of the coins that I have entered. Now, things to remember since you're asking. Ito. Cardinal rule. Always do your research because it's your money. You cannot blame anybody else for anything that you bought or sold. I mentioned this also earlier. If you cannot explain why, let's say, you want somebody to also buy the token with you, pero hindi mo pwede ipaliwanag, that means move on. Because how can you invest if you do not understand? Napakahirap yan. That's a sure recipe for failure. You're investing in something na hindi ninyo naintindihan. Now, ito, kaya nga nang we just talked about it. If you're talking investing, then you really have to be willing to wait 3-4 years. Diversify. Do not go all in. Now, have an exit plan. This is important. What do I mean by an exit plan? Let's say pumasok ka, let's say you entered a coin and halimbawa, the price is 100. And in your mind, sige, pag naka 50% ako, exit na ako.
Yes.
And nag 150, hindi ka nag-exit. Bakit? Kasi feeling ko aakyat pa eh. Yan. Mastery of emotion is very important because as I showed you in the earlier screen, cryptocurrency has inherent volatility. Tomorrow, your expectation that it's going to go up, tomorrow it can go down by 60%. So, ika nga yung pera na naging bato pa. Now, this one, have an exit plan, like what happened to me. I had a token, medyo it didn't turn out the way I wanted. So, then you have to an exit plan na be prepared to take a hit and move on. Now, if you did exit at a loss, then you have to review what went wrong and see how that analysis can be improved. So yun. I think especially those accounting, di ba? So you understand the merits of analysis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Very
core.
much.
That's very core. So it's something that I'm sure many of you would gravitate towards because it's part and parcel of investing in anything, but cryptocurrency more so. You really have to do analysis.
So, in simple terms, ang advice ni Sir, para sa ating mga viewers sa Facebook Live, ang advice ni Sir sa atin is do your own research, be patient, and of course, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Kasi nga, dapat diversified yung investment natin, even in cryptocurrency. Ayan. So, Miss Jessica, may question ka pa ba kay Sir Sergi?
Yes, partner. Since naubos mo na lahat ng questions na nasa isip ko din sana kasi sa sobrang curious ko. Pero magpa-proceed po tayo, sir. How much po ba is the potential income in cryptocurrency po?
Potential income. I would tell you it's infinite because it's a function of the coin that you pick. But when I say infinite, that can go both ways, right? You pick the wrong coin, that coin can be zero tomorrow.
Yes.
Diba?
So
your profit potential really, that's why it always goes back to what I mentioned earlier about the use case. Because the use case will determine the size of the market potential. Like, let me give you an example. Let's say if the use case of, I'm just going to invent, the use case of the token is to be able to digitally clean your mouse, even if it doesn't exist. Is there a really big market for something that you can digitally use to clean your mouse? So, ang point ko is you have to look at the use case because the use case will give you an indication of how big can that potential market be. If the market is big, then chances are there will be more adoption. If the market is small, then the chances for adoption are limited. And once you've determined, let's say, the market potential, that will in turn answer your question about what is the profit potential of the cryptocurrency. Kasi it is very, kumbaga, you've seen from the charts, di ba? The price movement is essentially what will give you your earnings. If the price of the token increases over time, the good for you. But how can you expect the price of a token to increase if nobody wants to use your token? Diba?
Yes.
The only way, one of the components needed for the prices will increase because the market sees that people agree with what the token is being used for. And conversely, if the market disagrees with what the token is supposed to do, the price of the token goes down. That's the reason you have tokens which vanish. And that's the reason you have tokens which continue to remain in the space. The tokens which no longer exist is because the market basically said it's not a good value proposition. That's why eventually nagsara na lang yung token.
So, sir, additional question for that. Since, di ba, potential income. And with income, syempre magkakaroon muna tayo ng investment and trading before we come up to the potential income. So, sir, ang question ko po, meron po kasing term na hindi ko po sure kung ano siya. And I think all the viewers are also curious about this. Di ba po may term tayo as trading, investing, and mining. What is the difference between those three po ba? Para alam din po ng ating mga live viewers for today.
Okay. Let's do the trading and investing because they more or less go hand in hand. Investing means you have a longer term view. You're looking at 3, 4 years. Trading means usually you're referring to having only short-term positions, meaning especially if you're a day trader, you could have gotten in now and literally as early as 1-2 minutes later, pwede ka nang umexit. So trading is more short-term in orientation. Investing is more long-term. Both have their good and bad points. So you have to find out what is your profile. Are you a trader? Are you an investor? Are you somewhere in the middle? Because let's say, for example, if you do not have the time or the inclination to monitor the charts daily, then I wouldn't go into trading. Because you have to be able to look at the charts if you want to do trading. Imposibleng yung I want to trade pero I bought today tapos babalikan ko na lang in 6 months time. Lalo na if you try to buy one of these mga hina-hype na token, di ba? Baka pagbalik mo wala na yung token. So, you have to first decide what's your profile. Are you a trader? Are you an investor? But that's basically the difference. Trading is more short-term in orientation. Investing is more long-term in orientation. Now, mining is different. Mining is basically the process by which, let's use Bitcoin because that's the proof of concept. Mining is the process by which Bitcoin is created. So what happens there is you are basically investing in hash power, computer equipment. And ang mangyayari, let me reduce it into layman terms. Let's assume that Kyla sold something to Jessica digitally. And we don't see that on the front end. On the back end, what is happening is that transaction is reduced to a mathematical equation. And let's assume that everybody else on this call is a miner. Okay? So that means everybody on this call has invested in specific computer equipment to mine Bitcoin. Now, once that equation is given to the network, all of us, so let's say si Dan, si Rigo, Francesca, myself, we're all competing to solve the solution to that equation. Clear so far?
Yes, sir. Very clear.
Okay. Now, the first person or the first company to correctly solve that equation is rewarded with what they call the Bitcoin block reward. So, unahan yan. Hindi pwedeng lahat tayo makakuha nun. Isa lang ang makakakuha nun. So that's why when you hear or see reports about mining farms in let's say China na hektarya, that's the reason behind that. Visualize this. If I have one computer versus somebody who has 10,000, chances are who will be able to solve the equation first? Me or the person with 10,000? The person with 10,000, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Because he's got more computing power. So that's the idea behind mining. Mining is essentially building computing power. So iba ang ng mining. They're not even looking at the charts or anything. They just want to be able to solve the equation so that they get the blockchain reward.
So another question, sir. Is mining specifically available only to Bitcoin lang po ba? Or is it also possible for other types of coin?
Yes. It's not just for Bitcoin. That there are a number of other coins which are also available for mining. What you can do is when you do your further research, you look at proof of work. That's what mining means. They do it by proof of work. Why proof of work? Because you had to mine, right? You You have to have the equipment, the infrastructure to work to be able to collect that reward.
Okay, sir. Thank you for clearing that out. So, Miss Jessica, do you have any questions pa for Sir Fernie? I think you're on mute, Miss Jessica. Ayan.
Oh, I'm
nakamute
so
ata
sorry.
siya.
I muted it earlier because kasi yung aso namin tumatahol kaya ayun. So, sorry for that. Sa next question po natin, sir, what are the things that people need to avoid in cryptocurrency? Kasi po, yung iba hindi alam, nag-e-invest lang then pumapalpak agad. Ano po yung tips mo para ma-avoid po nila yung need nila i-avoid sa cryptocurrency po?
Okay, well, yun. First is read the white paper. And again, related to that is do your own research. Hindi porket sinabi sa'yo, pumasok ka, papasok ka. One is read the white paper. Two, look at, let's say the website I gave you, CoinGecko. I'll type another website here.
So, sir, I will also share. It's coinmarketcap.com for
So these
everyone
two-
who are in the live.
These two websites, you look at these two websites when they tell you, for example, if somebody likes to share with you an opportunity about a coin, why? If the coin is already listed on an exchange, then it should be in one of these two websites. Now, why is that important? If you buy into a coin which is not listed, then when you want to exit, you cannot exit. You can only exit by, okay, let's assume that, let's say ito, all the people I see on this call right now, let's say we have a coin called the Account Talks coin, but it's not listed on an exchange. So the utility is only amongst us. So if I wanted to sell my token, I can only sell it among the people in the community because it's not listed on an exchange. So kumbaga the universe of acceptance is very limited. So when somebody tells you about a token or a coin, see if it is listed. Because automatically, I tell you, if it is not listed, mahihirapan kayong mag-exit when you want to exit. Because it's only useful within that ecosystem. Outside of that ecosystem, it has limited use. And many times, dyan pa lang, madami na kayong ma-filter. Because when they give you the coin, then you look, oh, hindi pala listed. Hindi, pero sigurado akong aakyat yung value niyan. Maybe. But it doesn't change the fact that it's not listed. So how do I exit when I want to get out?
So, ayun nga po, sir. And I think for the last question na lang po, na gumguni-guni pa din sa amin, what do you think is the advantages and also, of course, the disadvantages in investing and also in buying cryptocurrency?
Well, I guess let's go with the advantage first. I think advantage really is, I strongly believe that digital is going to be the future. No? Now, I think the other thing is you've seen I've shown you with the charts. So you've seen the price appreciation that you can benefit from. And the third would be, because it is digital, I like the fact that it allows for greater financial inclusion. Diba? Like, halimbawa, of course, now the stocks, you're able to do that. But before, could you invest in the stock market with 100 pesos? You cannot, diba?
Yes, sir.
That you can do that with cryptocurrency. So it's a wealth enabler. Because nga, it allows you to participate even with small amounts. It gives you a decent chance at accumulating eventual wealth if you pick the right coin. Now, syempre, your disadvantages would be, number one, if people are used to, let's say,